Good morning, good morning. Welcome everyone to Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities. I am your money mindset, dream big coach, and podcast host, Kenny Ingersoll. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, whether live today on this beautiful Friday morning or on a replay. And still, thank you so much. Excuse me. So, sorry, give me one moment here. But how is everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing well. Give me just a moment while I adjust a couple things here. Sorry. So, excuse me. As always, today's episode is brought to you by Ingersoll Enterprises. Thank you, IngersollEnterprises.com. Thank you so much. There's a lot of great events going on as always, and the big one, Christmas. In 2 days. 2 days. Can you believe it? It's already Christmas. Are you ready? What do you define as ready? Is it the ready for you? Or do you feel like you have to be ready up to these standards? Is it because of what you see on TV, all the commercials, all the radio ads, all the Facebook and Instagram posts, all the sales, all the deals and stuff. And while I do agree there are a lot of great deals out there, there are a lot of great things out there. And, I do some shopping myself. That doesn't define ready for me. So what is ready to you? Are you ready for Christmas? Ready might mean having 20 gifts for each person on your list. Ready might mean having the Christmas cards out. Ready might mean spending time with family. Ready might mean being more grateful and being more giving and more service. What does ready look like for you? What does ready look like for you? And not just for Christmas. You could relate that to anything. What does success? Was Christmas a success last year for you? Will it be a success for you this year? How do you define success? What do you think of when you hear the word success? I want to check something really quick just to make sure we are good. Okay. But something else I want to talk about is attitude. I was listening to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And if you haven't listened to that at all or for a while, I highly recommend that you do. Over and over and over again. Not just listen. So listen to it and then get the book and read it. And then read the book while you're listening to it. Make notes. Highlight things. I've I've actually taken the PDF version, printed it out, and highlighted on my desk, so I'd have 3 or 4 chapters laid out on my desk. And you can see some of these videos through the links on my YouTube here, you'll find here. So I've taken 3 or 4 chapters at a time and gone back and forth simultaneously, because let's say in chapter 2, it references something that you're going to read about in chapter 6. And then in chapter 4, it says, go back and read this part in chapter 2, or something like that. So I take those chapters and have them all laid out on my desk and make notes, cross-referencing, and studying right there. So, again, what does it look like for you to study that book? But getting back to what I was saying about attitude. Attitude is one of the biggest deciding factors in our lives. And there's a quote, I think it's by Jim Rohn, that says something to the effect of nothing on earth can help the man that doesn't want to learn or with a poor attitude, but nothing on earth can stop the man with the right attitude. I'm kind of paraphrasing, and I believe it's Jim Rohn. But so your attitude is a big deciding factor. You know, when something goes down, that's not how you planned, how do you respond? How do you react? Do you react or do you respond? You know, and then how do you react and respond? How do you decide what your next move will be? Do you see, let's say, Christmas? You know, something, you order something online and it's not going to get to your family member on time. Are you upset about it? Are you bummed about it? Are you frustrated? Or are you taking the positive attitude approach and say, okay, it's not going to get there on time, but they will enjoy it just as much? Or let's say you go out and you buy this gift over here for your family, and then you hear that this family bought the bigger version of that for their family or whatever. Are you bummed? Do you let it get you depressed that you didn't buy the bigger one or the better one or whatever? Or are you like, nope, I like this because, or this is more in alignment with my family because this is what we want? Or, you know, are you taking that positive approach? So I'm just sending a quick email to my guest to see if they're still able to get on. But anyways, sorry about that. And I came up with a couple words, and they might already be out there, but I thought they were pretty pretty cool. So, with attitude, are you having a positive attitude, or are you having a negative attitude? Are you training your brain to take the positive approach, to look for the positive things? So, and it's not just about things. Positive attitude affects every aspect of your life. It affects your finances, your personal development, your physical results, your mental results. It affects every aspect of your life, relationships, not only with your family, with loved ones, with friends, but also relationship with yourself. You know, how are you towards yourself? And what are some of the triggering effects or triggering things that cause you to have that negativity? You know, can you isolate some of those? Can you put a finger on them, so to speak? Can you write them down? Can you admit to having those? Can you own up to it? Can you be okay recognizing that you have those? And then, once you do that, are you okay looking for ways to release and replace, to adjust, to correct? Excuse me. You know, because it's like the cliche saying of men never want to stop for directions. Are you willing to stop for directions? Are you willing to ask for help? Are you willing to let someone help you? That's another key thing, is you can get a mentor, you can get a coach, you can go on YouTube, you can have someone mentor you, talk to you, coach you, till the cows come home. But if you're not willing to let that help you, if you're not willing to implement and apply the help that they are giving you, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't do it any good. So are you willing to get the help? Are you willing to let the help you? There are a lot of ways that we can go about changing our attitude, recognizing our attitude. You know, just taking a step back. One would be taking a step back and having an honest look at how you respond. Okay, when this happens, take a scenario. You didn't get the best gift for your family. Now you kind of feel like you aren't as good of a friend or family member because you didn't. Okay, so there's one triggering event and how you respond. Okay, now, or someone cuts you off in traffic, or you have a negative balance in your bank account. How do you respond to that? Why do you respond to that? Start writing down why. How do you feel inside? What does it make you do? Why do you do that? what over here causes this over here. And be honest and open. And, when you say, or when someone says, every time this happens, you do that. You're like, no, I don't. I never do that. You got to be open and honest, and it's going to hurt. Could be hard. But start identifying those triggering things and how you respond to them. Then start identifying why you respond to that. Was there something that happened 25 years ago? Was it something that happened last week? Was it something that happened when you were 3 years old? Was there a single event or a combination of events that started to cause you to respond this way to these triggering events? And as you start identifying that and identifying the whys, start writing down the opposite. Okay, if someone cuts me off, how would I want to respond to that? Not just a smart aleck instant comment from your current frame of mind, but when you settle down, think about it, how would you want to respond to that? Or with the Christmas gift, you buy this one, and you find out someone else bought that one for that family, and initially you feel bad because you couldn't get it, or you didn't want to get it, or didn't get it for whatever reason. And so now you feel bad or guilty because you didn't and they did. And you've identified why you respond to that. Now start to think and write down and identify how you would like to respond to that. How would you really like to respond to that? Would it be the same response? Would it be a better response? Would it be the feel bad, I couldn't get it because I couldn't afford it, or I didn't have the time to order that one so it could get here on time, or whatever? Or are you wanting to respond like, I got this one because this was the one I liked the most? The fancier version, the nicer version, had bells and whistles that I didn't really care for. And I'm very happy that they got it. And I'm just as happy for mine. How are you responding? How do you want to respond? And start identifying those and writing down the attitude, the vibration that you're on with those different responses. And it'll make a huge world of difference. So I encourage you to really ponder your attitude. Do you have a positude or a negatude? Or other terms that I'm sure that are out there as well, is a happy-tude or a crappy-tude? Or crabitude, whichever. So there's a couple of variations, but are you having a positude or a negatude about circumstances in your lives? And another thing to recognize and to keep in mind, sorry, just looks like our guest is not able to get on today, and that's okay. Another thing to keep in mind just lost my train of thought. That's okay. Oh, yes. Sorry. Think of... So on the current result is your current place, your current state of mind, your current being. And when you think of how you want to respond, think of from that place. You can think of from that person. Well, the Kenny over here responds like this. But this version of Kenny would like to respond like that. Would be feeling this way. Would have this kind of attitude, this kind of approach. And when you think of it from that goal of how you want to respond, and then back engineer it, then you'll start seeing the steps of how to transition to get there. So, some thoughts. It looks like our guest is not going to be able to get on. Looks like some technical difficulties, and that's perfectly okay. We'll get them rescheduled. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Have a very Merry Christmas, or whatever you celebrate. And if somebody says Merry Christmas and you don't celebrate Christmas, have a positive about it. Say Happy Holidays, be polite. You know, we don't all celebrate the same things, but we can still be polite and still be kind to one another. I had a friend of mine say a story that he said Merry Christmas and they got offended and then scoffed and walked off. You know, they were having a negitude. Perfect example of having a negitude. Instead, they could have responded with, "Thank you so much and happy holidays to you," or season's greetings. If you don't celebrate Christmas, you can still be polite. You know, so please be kind, be polite, have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year. We will be talking about goal setting again often, because you should be talking about your goals often. So look for that coming up. We'll have another goal setting workshop. But until then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we will see you next time. And always, always, always live your passion, fulfill your purpose, and explore those possibilities.